Turn me on, episode 4, Diablesse Diaries, part 3. Whoever actually listening out there, thanks for doing this with me. It is I, Captain Vegetable, and this is the final installment of Diablesse Diaries, at least for the immediate future. Maybe next time I talk about a story, it could be because it gets staged or filmed. I mean, a girl could hope, and but after this episode, it could be at least 2 weeks before I come again with new story. But never fear, I'll come in. Diablesse Diaries, part 3. I is a vengeful Jab, a come down and ram full the tongue Jab, a punisher of the unrighteous Jab, abuser of the abuser's Jab. I is a vengeful Jab, a come down and mash up the tongue Jab, a strike down all inequity Jab, smiter of all ignorance Jab. I is a vengeful Jab, a come down and take over tongue Jab, restoring rights to the wrong Jab, black Jab bless all Jab. Trying to live brave in this here new world, but memory detached from origin and history, leaving the future nothing but mystery. I record myself, us, our darkness, this place, because this space have no useful map yet through these times. They say you can't go home again, but they say home is where when you go there, they have to let you in. They say you can't go home again, but I, undead here so long, there is nowhere to go that is not me. It's not home. They say you can't go home again, and they say no matter where you go, there you are. And they say when nobody believes in creatures like me, we die, we disappear. Truth is, it's just easier to hide when nobody looking for you. They say you can't go home again, and they tell me I am something else. But in truth, I am the thing itself. Lifetimes watching this place, everything come and go and come back round again. Watch struggle from slavery and indentureship to black power and beyond, independence, oil boom and bust, coup, too slow discovery that none of the governments we grant authority ever invest in our well-being. Watching since before Douglas was a boast, before black was beautiful, before black was human. Since before Americans, before mulattoes, before the first people here become Caribs and Arawaks to later become first peoples. Watch Penny win, watch Giselle win, watch Wendy win and see we still invisible. Here we music gone international only when foreign come and take it, same way these thief people erase cultures centuries before. Lifetimes upon lifetimes. Plenty grower seasons, plenty things change, more things stay the same. Universe keep expanding, population keep growing, my options remain the same. Forever is a trap. Mocking pretenders move through this place, making use of who they want, discarding remains and on to their next. And I try to learn their disdain, but repeated failure is why instead I hunt as I do. Never let my obsession feed and fuel human losses this place cannot afford. Lifetimes of people. I try not to waste none. When I hunt, when I choose, I take who we could afford to lose. I take them who had nothing to the whole of we the people. I sacrifice them just taking up space, sucking up oxygen wasted on their mediocre talents. When I take, I know timing right, and I ripe and ready for rooting, and I take what I know we could spare. Long gone the nights of taking indiscriminately, taking because I could, because I wanted, because of desire and rage instead of only need. I choose carefully now, knowing the dance with me is their last, each one. So I keep my cut of flesh to only what I must have and no more. I am the superhero we deserve. I only remember his weight and want and words with storm clouds gathered over Pity Valley. My hips, my everything straining towards him as though closer were possible, my muscles begging to dance, to fly, trusting I would not become destroyer of worlds, not daring to consider the dangers of cheating death. I knew I was supposed to send him and end him, another conquest like all the rest. Pull, lead astray, fuck, send mad, abandon to his death, beg the forest night for fertilization, rinse and repeat if no. Instead, I find myself not doing the deed I know is mine, stealing time with the walking dead, desperately wanting to enjoy him longer. Months later, still stalling and falling deeper and deeper, my blood singing and calling his name into the night. I fear for my love's immortal soul. But this man, different from Jump, he did not have the scent of the kind of man I am tasked with culling. He talked me into talking, and when later coaxed me into walking home, I knew I could not take him that night. The next night neither, nor the next. Nights become weeks, become months. I could not consume another. Serial monogamy comes with the hoof, only one at a time, and use each one only once. I was starving both desire and obsession, but he was feeding something I didn't know still grew inside of me. Attempting the impossible. The undead cannot love the living. My true face can't stay hidden indefinitely, and live flesh recoils from death. But these many, many months make me comfortable. And when he slid his hand up under my skirts, I was wide open. No perception filter, nothing holding him to boundaries I should have known better than to let lapse. The lightness of his touch take him a moment to register the animal nature of the altar he come to worship. But as I see him silently question what he grew up in, I do the unthinkable and tell him everything. What I am, how and why he's still here, how I feel and why I fear. And I know it was impossible. When he hold my hands and tell me if he's still alive because I love him too much to let my nature run its course, that love must be possible. Absurd, the hours we spend back and forth through the night. Love don't make me not what I am. Or does it? I finally stupidly consume his blind faith in LOVE and let him come into me as the sunrise to light the first and last man to truly bear my flank. And he touched me and showed me he want to love me as I am. And I feel him move deep inside me, and for the first time in lifetimes, that sensation will come with the equally deep current of revulsion. Every time is a first time. First time in the history of firsts of time itself. Curves like lush hillsides, smooth brown skin, almost green in homage. Areolas are bursts of pui blossoms puckering in mouth-warmed winds. Lips are kisses, even without contact. My body is its own world of softness and soft heat. Inviting and enticing, inciting and delighting, finally showing myself, delicately wrapped in love and lights tuned down low, cautiously venturing my heart, my all silently breathing at its heels, everything even more than possibly imagined, more beautiful, more eternal, this gift, finally revealed to mind and hand, palpable, sensible to feeling as to light. Touch elevated, fingers become feathers, become tongues, liquid limbs become leather straps, gripping and groping, grabbing each other's flesh, curves, flowering hillsides, sliding on skin lightly moistened with sweet sweat, neck arched, impossibly fragile, strong shoulders heaving, jaw fighting, biting airs. She twists, she bucks, she comes for the first time of many this time. First death, life, universe birthed into damp nothing, pulsing with the potential of being. She mounts, straddles, rides, climbs her way up into highest, wildest jungle, tangling hands in hair, hair and hands everywhere like breath, panting into hidden airs, onto thighs, rising into heaven, crashing, pounding, river flowing, gushing, rushing, pushing, up and out, whatever, rising, spilling. Crickets and cokies, hallelujah chorus, fade into silence with consciousness. I later wake in our new world, alone in the bed except for a note. I'm sorry, I can't. Goodbye. With yard and road, fowl and dog alike all unusually quiet this morning, I notice how many cars whooshing through early morning wetness, how early the jamming really start. I pee carefully, and in the few minutes I wait and watch anxiously for lines to point out my future direction, a few cocks remember themselves and rouse the dogs, the pan tuner, and suddenly the neighborhood awake to full life as the still unthinkable show itself on the plastic stick for the third time. Diablesse Diaries, script written and voiced by Elisha for Bartels, audio mixed and mastered by FrostGlaze868 for DarkReign Productions, and with thanks to Josh Gray from Bumpin' Fresh Industries for literally making this possible. Thanks for listening. Walk good.